Hey guys, what if I told you we're fighting deadly parasites with FLIES? Not just any flies. Radiation zapped, sterile flies dropped from planes like tiny bug soldiers. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this is real, and it's saving millions of animals, and even humans, from parasites that literally eat living flesh. Stick around, because in this video I'm breaking down how nuclear science, bugs, and genius ideas are teaming up to save the world in the weirdest way possible. No boring lectures, no lab coats, just fast-paced, insane science facts you've never heard before. Question for you. Would you rather fight one giant parasite or 100 tiny nuclear flies? Drop your answer in the comments. Brainfire. Alright, let's meet the villain of this story. The screwworm. Sounds like a video game boss, but nope, it's real. This parasite lays its eggs in wounds, on animals or humans. The baby worms hatch and start eating living tissue. Not dead stuff. Living. They cause serious infections, pain, and can even lead to death if untreated. For farmers, screwworms were a total nightmare. Every infected cow meant loss of meat, milk, and dollars. And these pests don't just infect one animal, they spread. But instead of using harsh chemicals, scientists got clever. They didn't try to kill screwworms with poison, they outsmarted them with biology and radiation. So here's the genius move. Scientists raise millions of male screwworm flies in a lab. Then they zap them with radiation. The radiation doesn't kill them, but it does one important thing. It makes them sterile. That means when these sterile flies mate with wild females, no babies, no new parasites. The females don't even try again. They're done. Game over. This technique is called the Sterile Insect Technique, or SIT. It's like tricking nature into destroying itself, but in a totally safe, non-toxic way. And don't worry, these sterilized flies can't hurt you, your pets or your plants. They don't bite, they don't spread germs. They just buzz around and die after their mission. Science ninjas in bug form. Now here's where it gets wild. To fight the parasite, scientists don't just drop a few flies. They drop millions of sterilized males from airplanes. It's like an insect air raid. Panama, Central America. They've been doing this since the 1950s. Then planes fly over infected regions and literally rain down flies to flood the area. Female screwworms have a hard time finding a fertile male, and bam, the parasite starts dying out. Over time, countries like the US, Mexico, and others have completely eliminated screwworms using this method. And once the parasite is gone, no more flies needed, no chemicals, no long-term damage. It's like eco-friendly warfare against flesh-eating bugs. So what does this mean in real life? First, health. These parasites can infect humans too. People in poor areas with untreated wounds are especially at risk. Eliminating screwworms literally saves lives. Next, money. Farmers used to lose billions in livestock damage. Infected cows had to be treated or worse, put down. Now, healthier animals, better meat, and more milk. Everyone wins. And let's not forget the environment. No need for toxic insecticides or sprays, just biology doing its thing. Nature beating nature, with a little scientific help. In fact, the UN and other global orgs are using this technique worldwide, from Africa to the Caribbean. Nuclear flies are going global, baby. You might be thinking, wait, radiation? Isn't that dangerous? Not here. The dose used is super low, just enough to make the flies sterile, but not enough to harm anything else. It's like giving the bugs a one-way ticket to retirement. Plus, radiation makes this method precise. No genetic modifications, no harmful residue, just flies that can't make babies. It's safe, clean, and approved by the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. Yep, the same people who monitor nukes. So, in a weird twist, nuclear science isn't just about bombs. It's saving cows, people, and ecosystems. Who knew, right? This isn't just a Panama thing. Countries across Africa, Latin America, and even the Caribbean are joining the battle. Why? Because parasites like screwworms destroy food supplies, hurt economies, and hit poor communities the hardest. Places like Jamaica and Ethiopia have started testing sterile fly programs. And guess what? It's working. With funding from the UN Food and Agriculture Organization FAO, scientists are launching full-on fly wars. It's low-cost, high-impact science. A single round of fly drops can stop outbreaks for years. And since these programs are local, they create jobs too. Lab techs, pilots, researchers. Nuclear flies equals opportunity. Screwworms aren't the only villains we've nuked. The Mediterranean fruit fly, a pest that destroyed orchards, was beaten using the same method. In Guatemala, farmers saw their fruit exports skyrocket after the sterile fly release. Same goes for mosquitoes. SIT is being used to reduce mosquito populations that spread diseases like Zika, dengue, and malaria. That's right, flies are helping fight global health crises. So the next time you see a buzzing bug, maybe, just maybe, it's on your side. Let's take a peek inside the fly factory. First, labs breed male flies in controlled environments. Then giant machines sort them. Yes, by gender. Females are removed. We don't want them mating. And the males go through the radiation tunnel. Once sterilized, they're packed into boxes and loaded onto planes. Pilots fly over release zones, opening containers mid-air to rain flies. It's like precision bombing, but helpful. Behind the scenes, biologists track parasite levels and adjust drop zones. It's science, logistics, and teamwork all buzzing together. It's not all smooth flying. There are challenges, huge ones. Sterile flies must outnumber wild ones by 10 to 1 for this to work. That means constant releases, careful tracking, and perfect timing. Weather matters too. Strong winds or rain can mess up drops. And in remote areas, getting planes there is a pain. Plus, if one country uses SIT but its neighbor doesn't, the parasite can sneak back across the border. That's why international cooperation is key. Scientists, farmers, and governments have to work together, or the bugs win. You might be thinking, okay, cool science, but why should I care? Here's why. This affects your life more than you think. Every burger, every milkshake, every slice of cheese starts with healthy livestock. When parasites hit, food prices spike. That's your wallet right there. Also, climate change is making these bugs spread faster. What worked 50 years ago needs to go nuclear now, literally. And if this works for flies, imagine what other natural enemies we could outsmart using science. Locusts, mice, invasive species, let's go. So what's next after sterile flies? Scientists are exploring even cooler stuff. Gene editing and CRISPR to create self-limiting insects that can auto-extinct their populations. Plus, drones might replace planes soon, dropping flies even more precisely and cheaply. Imagine a future where tiny robots team up with bugs to fight pests and diseases, but the core idea stays the same. Use nature's own enemies, powered by science, to keep our world healthy and safe. Crazy? Yes. Amazing. Absolutely. Let me hit you with some real talk. Farmers from Mexico to Africa share how sterile flies change their lives. One farmer said, "My cattle stopped dying, my income doubled, and I sleep better." Another clinic in rural areas reported fewer human cases of parasitic infections. These stories aren't a sci-fi. They're everyday miracles happening thanks to a tiny bug army. And you can help spread the word. Science only wins when we all understand and support it. Think this is cool? Here's how you can get involved, even without a lab or plane. 1. Share this video to educate friends about the power of science. 2. Support local agriculture and pest control efforts. 3. Consider STEM careers. You could be the next scientist working on insect control. Science is a team sport. The more curious minds join, the faster we'll solve global challenges. Plus, spreading facts beats fake news every time. Alright, squad, that's the wild world of nuclear flies and how they're saving animals, people, and farms worldwide. Crazy science, right? Now it's your turn. Smash that subscribe button if you want more mind-blowing science stories. Hit the like if you learned something new, and don't forget to drop a comment answering this. Would you trust tiny nuclear flies to save the world? Why or why not? I'm reading every comment, so get creative. Share this video with friends who love weird science. Until next time, stay curious, stay awesome, and keep buzzing for knowledge. Peace out. 2 peace sign, a 4-winged insect.